With the war in the rear-view mirror, Sweden was taking shipments of British Centurions. But that wasn't for long. By the middle of the 1950s, the imported vehicles were recognized to be out of line with Swedish army requirements, and domestic manufacturers took on the burning issue. The new vehicle needed to surpass the obsolete British tank in every way, though it most importantly had to be suited for defense purpose on Swedish terrain: forests, hills, and forests. The end product was the unusual STRV-103, a turretless main battle tank with a gun fixed to the hull that was also called the S-tank, in Swedish the Stridsvagn S. War Thunder features as many as 3 versions of this machine, which in itself is a testament to the design and steady development. However, we are here to discuss the primogenitor, the premium pre-production STRV-103-0. Armament. The machine's main armament is the well-balanced L74 105mm cannon, a licensed copy of the British L7 the Centurion Mark X came equipped with. The little problem is that it's bolted right onto the hull. How are the tankers supposed to fire? Here we have what makes the vehicle so unique. The entire hull is used to aim the gun. It's built on a complicated and finely turned hydraulic suspension, while the fact that the breech is immobilized means there is even room for an automatic loader capable of delivering 15 shots per minute. 15! Every 4 seconds, the tank can fire sub-caliber APDS, HE or HASH rounds. You can also fire off a smoke bomb to hide from enemy sights. 2 secondary weapons, 2 7.62mm machine guns, are also welded to the hull. Layout. Tight. It's basically like a typical Swedish flat. The front of the hull is occupied by the engine compartment, while the whole 50 shells of ammunition are stored in the rear. One drawback that comes with missing a turret is that there is less armored space, and that means the 3 crew members in the middle of the hull are crammed together. On the other hand, the low profile makes it harder to hit the vehicle at range. Survivability. High. While the frontal armor is less than impressive at 40mm, the 77° slope will ricochet quite a few enemy shells, and even hits have to go through the mill before they get to the crew. After penetrating, the shell is met by the transmission and fuel tank, after which it's the engine, followed by a 10mm partition. Only at that point can it hit a crew member. But even that isn't an issue for players driving the STRV-103-0, since a unique ability of this MBT is that it needs just 1 crew member to keep going no matter the game mode. And that's not to maintain balance. The commander really can drive and fire on their own. With that in mind, the only real drawback is that the tank has a propensity to catch fire, since shells penetrating the frontal armor joints can hit the fuel tank. You'll even be showing your side less often in the STRV for obvious reasons. Mobility. Good. With a weight of 35 tons and a 540 HP engine, the tank can reach speeds of up to 50 km per hour driving forward, which is more than sufficient in regular battle conditions. The reversing speed of 44 km per hour comes in handy when you need to back out of trouble straight away. You can turn the hull using the usual keys on the cursor when the hull aiming mode is active. Keep that in mind. Use in battle. The STRV-103-0 is ideal for mid- and long-range engagements, where its squat profile, lack of a turret, and distinct transmission features make it hard to spot. It can melt right into the terrain, leverage its excellent vertical angle limits, and keep up a relentless barrage with its high rate of fire. Speaking of which, ranged encounters also assume good side zoom. The guidance system is a piece of a cake. The vehicle has a special mode where it engages precise hydraulics to move the entire hull in line with the sights. The machine literally turns into a self-propelled turret. That mode can also be turned off using the left control key by default. Then the hull will ignore your cursor. When you're on the move, that's a good idea to keep your tank from jumping around and losing speed. Just remember that the hydraulics aren't a panacea, for aiming might not work correctly on steep inclines. something that is a problem with the machine itself rather than a bug. At the end of the day, us TRV-1030 owners get a low-slung tank with unusual gameplay that's perfect for anyone who enjoys setting ambushes. Read more about the us TRV-1030 on the War Thunder Wiki.